Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LD2L Learn Dota 2 League. This is week 1, round 1 in our match for GG's versus This Is Sparta.
Turn to ban.
I'm your host, Captain Rob, aka the Banana Stand, bringing you live coverage of this game. Yeah, this is exciting. Week 1 is always exciting to see what the teams are going to bring out in this first week. No one really knows what strats people have been working on, how much they've been scouting each other.
10 seconds.
And so this is a chance for you to really get to know all these teams, really get to know what it is that they're, what it is that you might be up against later on in the future. And so it's exciting. It's fun to be here, and always excited to be here and be a part of it, and to be a part of this broadcast. So I hope you're enjoying these casts, and we'll keep bringing you them for the remainder of the season. So we got some bans coming in here already. GG's gonna go ahead and ban out that Rubik, and This Is Sparta responds with banning out the Clockwork. Looks like some pretty safe bans here. Banning out Rubik in the first round kind of tells me that maybe you plan on picking something that's maybe you plan on picking some big ults. Maybe you plan on playing like an Enigma or a Winter Wyvern or something along those lines. You don't want your stuff to get stolen. Clockwork is just an annoying hero that could be like a niche pick. Maybe This Is Sparta has somebody on there that plays a lot of Clockwork, and Clockwork doesn't work in all lineups, but he certainly can crush some matchups whenever he's there. GG's also bans out what looks like the Underlord here. So we got a 3 ban coming
5 seconds
in.
left.
Not wanting to play against Underlord either, and Tidehunter gets banned as well. So the offlane pool getting even smaller before we've even really picked anything on here. So first pick is going to go to GG's. We shall see what it is that they pick here.
Dire's turn to pick.
And we get a first pick Centaur Warrunner and immediately respond with a Jakiro pick. So Centaur Warrunner, probably the 3 here. Jakiro could play a 4, could play a 5. Probably better in a 5 position. But just 2 really good, solid, safe picks here. Centaur doesn't really have a ton of counters. Obviously, he has a hard time in lane versus somebody like Lifestealer. Has some problem with breaks and stuff like that, but pretty safe hero, pretty safe ultimate. And Jakiro, just good all-around support pick. Has a fantastic kit, a lot of crowd control, a lot of damage without really needing a whole lot of items. So yeah. My personal favorite hero, Jakiro. I think best hero in the game, in my opinion. But what does my opinion matter? So this is Sparta on the clock. Taking a little bit of time here on the second pick. Probably deciding if they want to pick up a second support or if they want to hop in and pick their first core. Probably pick up their 3. So we'll see what they end up going with. So take a quick sip of water here.
Radiant's turn to pick.
And the pick is in, and we have an Undying. Interesting. Undying, another great hero. Really good hero against Centaur Warrunner. So, this could be a 5 Undying, although it's probably a 4. More often, Undying's probably going to play the 4. You could play Undying as a 3. Which is, he can be very strong in the 3 position when he gets a lot of farm. The problem with Undying, though, is that he doesn't really have a whole lot of crowd control.
Radiant's turn to ban.
And GG's picks up the Phoenix. So again, Phoenix could go on a 4, could go at a 5. Another big ultimate. Yeah, Phoenix and Centaur Warrunner. So now I'm beginning to maybe understand where the Rubik ban is coming from. Back to Undying. What I was saying, Undying doesn't really have a lot of hard crowd control. He's got Tombstone, which is really great to fight around. Provides some damage. Provides a whole bunch of slow. But isn't really going to stop the opponent from doing anything. Really a good Phoenix pick here because there's no good egg killer right now. Undying is certainly not the one that you want. Undying hits incredibly slow, and Jakiro as well has a very slow attack speed. So they ban out Ursa, and then we also have a ban on Faceless Void here. Ursa would be a possible good Phoenix egg killer. Faceless Void as a ban.
5 seconds left.
Not really sure what they're afraid of with the Faceless Void exactly. But maybe GG's has a really good Faceless Void player. Void just a good carry all around. So probably best to take him out of the pool if you don't plan on playing him. Let's see what GG's does here. Looks like
turn to ban.
We got a Lina ban. possibly Lena in the middle, and then man, an AM ban. So there's a lot of position 1s getting taken out here in the middle of this draft. No AM, no Ursa, no Faceless Void. Another good egg killer. Let's see. Troll could be a possible good one. Obviously, Snapfire is really good, but it all depends on whether or not this Undying is in fact a 3, or if this Undying is a 4. I suppose you could flex it. You could flex the Undying as long as you had a plan for what else you were gonna do. If you could pick up some stuns elsewhere. You know, if your Undying doesn't have to be your initiator, then you can pick up something along the lines of maybe like a Sven or something along those lines. And GG's bans out the Invoker. Don't want to play against the Invoker. That's another mid ban, so probably Alina ban was the mid ban as well.
10 seconds.
We'll see what this is Sparta responds with as their last ban in this lineup. This is always the most fun part of the game for me, is watching the mind game back and forth between the two. This is Sparta responds with Slardar. So almost guaranteed this Undying is a 4 now. And Slardar is probably the 3. A lot of crowd control there, so it's a good Slardar pick. Slardar he's an aggressive 3. Really wants the game to just like push in his advantage. He comes online very early on. 5
seconds left.
And Undying, that makes that a very strong lane between Undying and Slardar. They do have a lot of crowd control here, and they respond with Phantom Lancer. So this is a good Phantom Lancer pick. None of these heroes are very good at stopping this PL from being what he wants to be. Slardar is not fantastic at clearing PL illusions. You can get Maelstrom on Slardar, but it's not really the natural progression that you want to go with Slardar. And Undying does not do really any AoE damage. He does some AoE damage with his decay, I suppose, but not really a lot. He cannot help out with clearing PL illusions. Jakiro can help out with clearing some illusions, but Jakiro has very little mobility. Almost always has to buy a Force Staff. And so this PL, once he gets on top of you, there's not really a whole lot that you're going to be able to do about it. So at this point, GG's is probably looking at, they already picked up their 1. Probably looking at getting a second support here.
Pick.
And they got the Bane. Bane, good all-around pick. Good catch. Great ultimate. And now I'm beginning to really understand the ban on the Rubik. They got 3 fantastic ultimates that you could steal on their side. Between the Bane ultimate, the Phoenix Egg, and the Centaur Warrunner rundown. Yeah. Stampede, I believe is the name of the ability. So this is Sparta is back online, and right now I think this is Sparta is probably asking themselves, how do we deal with this PL? What is AoE damage that can consistently clear out PL illusions? We've already locked in our 5, our 4, and our 3, so now we're looking at 1s and 2s. Unlikely that we would play something like an Earthshaker in a 1 or a 2 position. Really taking up a lot of time on this pick, not leaving themselves much on the clock for their final pick. They do get last pick, but maybe they already have an idea of what it is that they want to close out. Perhaps they've already decided that they're 1 or they're 2, and right now they're just trying to pick the second pick that they're going to put in to polish off this lineup.
To ban.
And they go with PA. Interesting. So PA does a ton of single target damage, but not a really good Phantom Lancer killer. So yeah, I don't know if this pick is going to really work in this, but we'll see. PA is probably going to have to pick up a Battle Fury. PA probably already wants to pick up a Battle Fury. But not a fantastic way to clear out PL illusions. And they ban out Leshrac, which is a good ban. Leshrac, good mid hero versus PL. Let me flip it back around to this is Sparta. And this is Sparta is probably hard to say. They're looking at they're looking at
10
GG's wants to
seconds.
pick up a mid laner. So they're probably wanting to ban out mids.
5 seconds left.
Mids that do a lot of magic damage that could blow up Phantom Assassin. They already got rid of the Lina. Well, they didn't get rid of the Lina. I'm sorry, GG's got rid of the Lina for them.
It's Radiant's ban
So
now.
get rid of the Puck. Probably a good idea. Puck's a good pick. Good meta mid laner. As we flip it back over to GG's and see who GG's picks up here as their last ban before polishing up, before finalizing their team,
10 seconds.
before finishing the final draft and bringing it to the teacher's
5
desk.
seconds left. Dire's turn to ban.
They ban out Sniper. Interesting pick. Sniper. I suppose Sniper does want to buy Maelstrom, so Sniper could help out clear out those PL illusions. He does have Shrapnel, which helps to do some AoE damage.
Radiant's turn to pick.
And this is Sparta responds with Viper. Viper probably a good idea. So Viper has a break that would break Phantom Assassin's evasion. They don't want to have to deal with that. So good ban for them. Although they could play Viper. We'll flip it back over to GG's. GG's got plenty of time here. Over a minute
10
to pick this
seconds.
last pick. Right now, I have to say that I think
5
GG's has
seconds
the
left.
far superior lineup. I mean, this is Sparta could obviously take this game early. PA does not come online super fast, but Slardar, Undying, and Jakiro all are able to fight without really needing anything at all. Slardar's pretty much ready once he has power treads. So we'll see what they end up going here. I think if I am This Is Sparta right now, I'm thinking that we want this game to end early. And if I'm GG's, I'm thinking I want to play this out until PL can come online. The problem is if GG's is able to start this game strong, then I don't see a way that they really lose this game. Because right now, This Is Sparta has no response for that Phantom Lancer. But we shall see. They always have one last pick. And who knows? That's the beauty of the LD2L, that these matches can go in any direction. There are a number of possibilities that could happen.
Dire pick.
Void Incarnate.
And GG's picks up Void Spirit. Interesting. So Void Spirit's going to go into the mid lane. Good hero. Another hero that can fight pretty early. That doesn't really require a whole lot to be effective. So that's pretty good. Help make some space for this Phantom Lancer.
10 seconds.
Along with Centaur War Runner. We'll see what This Is Sparta picks up. Not a lot of time on the
5
clock
seconds
here.
left.
Knowing that you're going to play into a Void Spirit, but also knowing that you have to deal with the PL. So we'll see. We'll see what they pick up.
Ember Spirit.
This
Ember
is where you
Spirit.
choose your hero.
This is a good pick. So Ember Spirit, fantastic at doing AoE damage. Will help be able to clear out the PL illusions. I'm not a mid player, so I hadn't really thought about it, but in hindsight, really good pickup here. I like what Jackie Chen is thinking about. So we got Ember Spirit versus Void Spirit in the mid lane. And yeah, this is some exciting stuff. Some good skins here too. I like these. I like what we got going on. Look at that Jakiro. Fantastic. Well done. So yeah, we got, we'll start the match here any second now, and we'll see where this goes. I still think amongst all of this that GG's probably has the better draft. Ember Spirit needs a little bit of time to come online as well. So This Is Sparta can't really fight unless they have, well, it's gonna be a three stack that's roaming around looking for fights. Meanwhile, PA and Ember Spirit are gonna have to find a couple of items before they can really be viable. But I think GG's can fight with the four of them and leave PL alone for a little while. So right now, I think I'm favoring GG's at the beginning of this draft. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. And yeah, some exciting stuff happening here on week one, round one, in this game of GG's versus This Is Sparta, as our match is about to be underway. Look at that win rate, 72-41 for PL. Well done. And the Undying. 14 commands in 15 matches. Look at all these PMA players that we play with here at the Learn Dota 2 League. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out on the directed camera. We're gonna go ahead and let the AI control where we go, and then I will take control every once in a while. We're gonna go ahead and tell you about all the people that we have playing in this game right now. On the Radiant side, on Bane we have Wizard. On Void Spirit we have London. On the Phoenix we have Heatwave. On the Centaur Warrunner we have, let me see here, Pasquis. And lastly, on the Phantom Lancer, we have Davi Ruse. And on the Dire side, on our Ember Spirit, we have Jackie Chen. On the Phantom Assassin, we have Giraffe. We have a fight going on here, and this might be First Blood, but nope, this Phoenix will get away with picking up the Icarus dive early on. Back over here, we have Undying, played by Carp.
30 seconds to battle.
We have Sparta, and on the Solardar, we have Big Boy LaCroix. Big Boy LaCroix, love that name. Good one, good one. And so we got about 20 seconds before runes spawn. Before we start the fights here. Level 1 fights. Already had like a little bit of a back and forth going on. Looks like we're probably gonna be a pretty safe. Dire's gonna invade to get this rune, and then they're gonna get this Ripper rune, but in response, Radiant does trade. So one rune goes to each, and then we'll all go back to our lanes and decide what we do from there. Slardar starting out with the Bracer and the Tangos. Let's see if Centaur picks up a magic stick and brings it over into lane. PL looking like she plans on building the Orb of Corrosion. And let's see, Undying looking to eventually get some arcane boots here, but it comes out with a whole bunch of consumables. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we got looks like bottles on both sides. Bottles on both sides. We got some vision on both sides, so really just gonna be 1v1. Who's better at hitting these creeps here? And we got a little bit of fighting going on here. Some pokes back and forth. Jakiro leveling up that dual breath to pick it up, do that some initial damage. Bane getting the brain sap, so Bane's able to respond with like healing himself while doing some damage. Makes Bane very annoying in lane, but unfortunately for Bane, Jakiro also very strong in lane. So always nice to when you use that dual breath to get it on 2 heroes. It looks like Phantom Lancer early on picks up the Doppelganger, so that way he can dispel any of those debuffs that he's got on himself. Jakiro just sending out a ton of damage, just being very aggressive here in this lane. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do when you're playing against heroes that you know scale really well into the late game. You can just really take advantage of the fact that they can't do anything to you early on. And this PL is not ready to fight early on in this game. We'll chase down this Bane, but I don't think they're gonna get him. Take a tower shot or 2 here. Big Boy LaCroix actually taking a lot of damage in that trade. Good trade though. Always like to see folks being aggressive. You know, you want them to know that this is your house. This is my lane, and I want to stay here. Big Boy LaCroix getting them bashes in. We'll go back to the mid lane where passing a couple of water runes back and forth. Then here in the top lane we got a pull going on. Undying and Phoenix having their own little battle over creeps. Meanwhile, this PA is running away from Centaur Warrunner and bringing all these creeps over here as well. Undying a good hero to play into Centaur Warrunner. So this is in fact an Undying 5.
Dire's courier has been killed. I worked as a courier once.
Courier there
Absolutely
as well.
great.
Too busy going back and forth, trading blows, not paying attention to where the courier is going. Happens all the time. You forget he's coming out, and you're like, oh man, I really needed that clarity. Got a stun going off here in the bottom lane. A little bit more damage. Big Boy LaCroix having to back up. We got a big wave pushing here on this top tower. Maybe lane, these boys just passing it back and forth. Sometimes this is the best thing to
putting
do
a hurt on Radiant's middle tower.
against a carry that kind of struggles with getting last hits. And I'm not saying that PA struggles with getting last hits, but if you push the tower, if you push all the creeps into the tower, it can make it a little bit harder for the enemy position one to get perfect farm. And I think that's exactly what the Centaur is trying to do. Just make it as difficult as possible for this PA to pick up the much needed last hits to get that early battle fury, to get that early item that allows you to really come online and start your farm. Undying pretty low on mana here, but he does have 2 clarities. He'll probably bring those clarities out pretty soon. Meanwhile, this Centaur is having a hard time dealing with all this decay. He does have plenty of magic stick charges. Magic stick, great item whenever you're playing against Undying. Undying and PA, really fantastic lane for a stick. We'll see, does Phoenix have a stick as well? She does, in fact, have a stick. Let's open up the last hits and denies and see how everything's going. Looks like last hits and denies pretty close in the mid lane, although it is favoring Void Spirit. PL getting a lot of last hits and denies. PL doing way better than that SPARTA down there, it seems. It's good. You know, that is what you want to see as a PL, especially this early on in the game. Slardar with a couple of levels is going to be able to force this PL out of it. And pretty soon this Bane's not going to be able to be here anymore. But 5 minutes into the game, we have not experienced first blood yet. Tombstone comes out.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Putting some smacks. Oh, and it looks like this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. And there it is. First blood will go to the Undying in the top lane. First blood on Park. Well done. We also have a Nightmare going on. Ooh, Takiro picking up the Nightmare for his carry. Well done. That first blood is brought to you by 5 Gum. Undying. Showing Centaur what it feels like to chew 5 Gum. Back here into the farming. PL still picking up quite a few last hits. Not much going on here in the mid lane currently. Looks like we got some phase boots coming out for Ember Spirit. Oh, looks like a race over here to get this haste rune, but Void Spirit will pick it up. Well done. And Void Spirit not showing us what he's thinking.
Middle lane is missing.
This lane is really starting to lean in favor of this PA and Undying. Big Warrior Corey on retreat. And Undying doing a fantastic job at zoning out this Phoenix the entire time in this lane. The Centaur Warrunner not really worried. He has that early ring of health, so he's able to stay in lane and fight against this PA. It's the beauty of playing a character like Centaur is that, you know, he doesn't really have to worry about a whole lot. It takes a whole lot to kill you. You really have to put yourself out of position to get killed once you get a couple of levels. Missed a couple of those shots with that early point blur.
Haste.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
Ooh, and we have a hasted Void Spirit in the bottom lane. They do not get the Slardar, but eventually they will. Now they're going. Oh, this Void Spirit still going in here. Ember Spirit TPing into the bottom lane to respond, but they're not able to respond with an actual kill. Meanwhile, Void Spirit still running around, scoped out, tried to see if they had a bounty rune sitting up there. Now he's going to come back into lane. This is a tough item to see on Undying. Arcane Boots makes Undying very strong. So now they're going to be able to spam a whole lot of daggers, a whole lot of decays in this lane, thanks to this Undying getting his boots.
Arcane power.
Ember Spirit picking up an Arcane Rune and is coming up here. See if he can pick up a kill. They have no wards, so they do not know that he's here right now. Going on the PA, but the Ember Spirit is here. Ember Spirit is able to go on him. Is it going to be 1 kill? Is it going to be 2? I think they'll probably dive this one to pick it up. Ember Spirit saying, I want it.
Radiant's
Walking
middle
into a
tower
whole
is
bunch
not
of zombies,
feeling
and
the love.
he is able to take him out.
Your
The tombstone
kind
down. He
is
doesn't get the
lost.
tombstone kill as well. That is a lot of gold going to London, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of gold going to
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hero getting a little bit of poke on Bane. Not interested in committing heavily to that kill. So 9-minute mark, pretty close game here. 4 kills to 2. Only a 1k gold differential in favor of the Radiant. In favor of GG's. Looks like Undying comes back and says, I'm ready to go again. All you have him here, but he has to blow his ultimate in order to get out of there. So that is Stampede down. There's a long cooldown. Stampede down for 90 seconds. Sorry, 100 seconds on that level 1. Bottom lane PL just farming away. PL with 47 last hits, 11 denies against the 33 last hits on the Slardar with 9 denies. Ember Spirit comes up here, is able to pick up the chains on Centaur Warrunner, and they do in fact get the kill. They give that one to PA. Getting PA one step closer to picking up that Battle Fury. Ember Spirit was on top of the last hits here, but now that London has come back into lane, he's able to catch back up. Ember catches himself a Phoenix here. Phoenix running is pretty low, and they pick up another
Dire's
kill.
middle tower is under
Phoenix.
attack.
And die.
Dire's structures
Good
are fortified.
teamwork there. Meanwhile, Big Boy LaCroix coming after this. Coming after this PL. Picks
Dire's
the
middle
wrong one,
tower's
picks
in
the
trouble.
illusion instead of the real one.
Dire did it.
That is the struggle.
Bounty.
You can see Slardar places the corrosive haze on PL, and then PL using dispersion is able to dispel it immediately. That is the hardest part about playing against PL, figuring out the right one. If Slardar is able to key in on the right PL there, I think he's able to really put a beating on him. But keeping that corrosive haze on the target, finding the right target, is probably the most difficult thing that Big Boy LaCroix is going to have to do here. We got a smoke on the Radiant side. Running over here, seeing if they can pick up a PA. The GG's bringing 3 men, and they do in fact have the Bane ultimate. They're locking him down, but they don't have a lot of damage here. They do follow it up with a stun, and they do get the Brain Sapphire. So that PA is going. Kill will go to Wizard.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Meanwhile, London knocking on the front door in the mid lane. The ring doorbell just went off.
Dire's
London's
middle
here.
tower is under attack.
He says, I want some gold. Meanwhile, he does go in here and bottle the as well. He gets caught in the ice path. I don't think he's really all that worried. All we have here is a hero. I think he's going to stop him, but PA is TPing into the mid lane. He does hop on top of him
Lucky
and
little
just
courier.
barely misses that ice path. There we go. Centaur Warrunner Stampede is down once again. Uses that to get his buddy out and himself. Meanwhile, Slardar on the retreat. What does PL have? PL has the Blade of Alacrity, is going to Diffusal Blade. Slardar has the Power Strike.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
Having a tough time in this lane. At this point, I believe the lane heavily favors Phantom Lancer over Slardar. Slardar really needed to find a way to push an advantage against PL. But it's difficult. It's difficult early game to win over. Later on, once PL has the ability to have all those illusions out, it makes it very hard. Looks like this Undying might go down, and it does in fact go down with the death, with the kill Going to Wizard once again. Bane parry here. Neil using Dispersion to get out of there. Peel just really showing how difficult it is to kill this hero. Oh, meanwhile, the mid laner is here. London has showed up. London wants a couple of kills, and he is going to get one? No. SPARTA is able to get off with that stun. Meanwhile, the Ember Spirit back here. No, London says, I still want it. I can get it. Takes him out. That's one kill. Stay again. Nope. Looks like they're going to back off. Void Spear picks up that kill on Slardar. He's able to back off. He has found a couple of stacks in here. They are aware of these stacks in the jungle. I think they're able to clear them. Ember Spirit wants to clear these as well, so it looks like we're probably going to have a fight here in the triangle. They back off. London says this feels a little dangerous, and I don't blame him. It looks like there's 4 enemy heroes in here. Meanwhile, Jakiro says we need to clear these stacks now. PA not quite ready to clear these stacks. He does not have the Battle Fury yet. But they don't have anybody contending. No one in here trying to stop him, so they are able to get him.
Scanning for enemies. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Slardar back into the jungle, hitting some creeps. PL also hitting some creeps, has his second Blade of Alacrity, and his Courier coming out, so that might be the rest of the Diffusal Blade. This Slaughter is in for bad news if this Diffusal Blade does come out. Looks like he wants him, though. He has found the right PL, and he's ready to give him business. Chasing him under tower. Does he have any friends show up? Which one's the real one? And he has no mana. Big Boiler Boy does go down. Daviruz takes another kill there in the bottom lane. And he tips him. Disrespect. And the tip back. The respect. Stampede is used.
Dire's
They
top
are able
tower
to
is
take
under
out the
attack.
Undying. Continue to push to the top tower.
What did you...
And they take the top tower, so the top and mid tower are now gone on the Dire side. Radiant opening that map up.
Radiant fortified their structures. Pretty
Making it
good
a
move
little
if you
bit
ask
more
me.
difficult for Dire to farm.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire looking to push this bottom tower. They do Jakiro, so do plenty of heroes. Do plenty of
Radiant's bottom
building.
tower's still there. But not
It looks
for
like
long.
Radiant is not interested in
Radiant's
defending it, but
bottom
they do have
tower
a
is
fight going on here in the mid lane. They have found PL. Sorry, PA. Looking for out is a tough game for this game. Does not finish the Battle Fury yet. 17 minutes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Slardar coming in is showing the Blink Dagger. Phoenix does not have the egg, cannot get out of that. They pick up a kill right there.
Sympathy.
Well played by Big Boy LaCroix.
Dire's top tower is under
Like
attack.
Ember Spirit picking up that Javelin is going to get that early kill from. Centaur Warrunner has a Vanguard, is looking to pick up his Blink Dagger. London has a Yule Scepter. Another item flying out to him right now. Meanwhile, Undying has picked up the mechanism and is rushing the Guardian. Stampede to get out of here. Warrunner. Run away. Leaving the Dire in the dust. And meanwhile, PA has finished that Battle Fury, so she is ready to start farming. And luckily, she has some ancient stacks over here to help her get back into this game. If you look at the last hits and denies right now, all 3 cores on the Radiant side on GGs are showing that they have the most net worth here. a lot of farming going back and forth. Got some deep wards here by GG's. We got a ward here in the triangle. There's a ward here in the mid lane. There's a ward here in the jungle. So they have plenty of space where they are, you know, they have blocked out the area of the map that they want to know exactly where you're coming from. Meanwhile, you know, similar ward locations here. We got a ward on the cliff for the Dire. We got a ward on the cliff over here as well. Like the vision game definitely favors the Radiant right now. Phoenix getting away. Ooh, he is coming for it, but he will pop the egg. Slardar here thinks he can take it on himself. Centaur Warrunner says, you know what, I'm going to come back here real quick, friends. Not interested in taking out all you guys alone. Egg down. Big chance. Big chance for this is Sparta to turn this around. We got another fight going on here. Big Boy LaCroix is on the retreat in the middle lane. PA jumps in and on top of the Phoenix, but gets grabbed by the Bane. Bane ult. That is 2 kills down. London picking up the kill on the PA. Game definitely starting to take a turn. We got a 5k gold differential in favor of the Radiant.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And they will successfully escape. Checking on PL. PL now has a Hood of Defiance and it looks like he's building a Yasha. PA building our way towards a Black King Bomb. And then what looks like a Desolator. Ember Spirit has finished that Maelstrom. Now working on what looks like a Lincoln Spear and possibly a Black King Bar. PA says, I am not worried about this Centaur. I will take you on all by myself. Meanwhile, it looks like this is Sparta has decided to push the top tower. They've brought 3 of their heroes up here. They brought the Jakiro Siege engine. They said, hey, how's it going, guys? We want a little bit of extra gold. We saw what it feels like to only have 1 tower up, so we want to make sure that we put you guys in the same position. Got a fight going on here. Looks like they might back off. It is a 3-on-3 here in the top lane. PL starting to get a little scary though. Now has the Yasha coming out. I don't know if this is a fight that Sparta wants to take.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, they do pick up the Ember Spirit. PL is able to hop on him. That is a huge pick-off for GG. Ember Spirit on all by himself and the kill going to PL. And they also follow up with a kill in the bottom lane by taking off Sparta.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So 2 down. Looks like Dire really has to retreat and give up everything that they can. They found another one out here. This is the PA all by herself. Oh, and crowd CC her, and yep, it looks like she just does not have a chance to get out of there.
Not feeling the love.
Another kill goes to London.
Called in the fortification.
Look at our kill chart. London 7-0-3. London on an absolute tear here with Void Spirit.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
This is tough. "23 minutes into our game, we got a 9k gold differential, 15 kills going to GG, 7 kills going to This is Sparta. Still no tier 2s down. We have a tier 1 in the mid lane, tier 1 in the top lane for Radiant. So definitely more map control favoring GG's right now.
We see you.
We got a couple of dudes hanging out here in the middle lane. thinking that maybe they'll pick something up. Do they have the Bane ultimate? They don't have the Bane ult. Bane ult's still down by 22 seconds.
Yeah.
Wind Spirit says, I don't care. I just want to pick up these creeps. Meanwhile, Centaur up here. He's not too worried, and this Undying is doing a lot of damage, and he is able to take him out. That kill will go to London once again. He's got another one, and he's going in. He's going to get one on his hero. No, that kill doesn't get the CL. SPARTA. 4 dead.
Radiant's top tower is under
GG's
attack.
extending their lead substantially.
Dire's middle tower
Looks
must
like
be
London wants to take
disintegrating.
his mid tower. Not really great at knocking over buildings all by himself. He says, you know what? Every little bit counts.
Dire's middle
I'm
tower is
willing
under
to put
attack.
in the change that it takes. London saying, I'm going to be the change that I want to be in the world.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Dire's structures are fortified.
Fortify does come out, so they're not going to be able to take that
Dire's middle
tower
tower is under
immediately.
attack.
Do they stay here and plan on taking on the next wave? Probably not. These heroes coming back up. A little worried that they'll get caught in a bad fight. But this PA is up here all by herself.
Radiant
Will
are
says, I
scanning.
want to get it.
How does that even
Walking
work?
past a lot of farmers to get up here and get this. Not sure where she
Radiant's
is.
top tower
So
ain't
sneaky
looking
with this
too
blur.
steady.
I believe she is able to get out of there alive. Good plays by Giraffe. Jakiro doing a little scouting mission. Places a ward right there on the right there in the Dire jungle. I'm sorry, the Radiant jungle. Another deep ward here. Deep ward down here in the lane as well. So it looks like Sparta says, you know, we need a little bit more vision. We need to be able to secure an area to farm. It looks like they've taken the bottom of the map. It's like, you know,
Radiant's
this bottom
tower
area
needs a hand.
is a place that we feel safe in. We're gonna try and force this down. I like what this Jakiro is doing at knocking on the tier 2, but unfortunately, I don't think this Jakiro
Radiant's
has what it
bottom
takes to take
tower
this
is
all by
under
himself.
attack.
And also, unfortunately, it looks like the opponent is up here
Dire's
saying,
top
we're gonna
tower
take your
is
tier 2
under
as
attack.
well. So instead of responding by trading a tower, it looks like Sparta is gonna rotate top.
Dire's top
See
tower
if
is
they can
under
stop
attack.
him. Or maybe not. Maybe they will give it up. Heel's able to take
Dire's
that tower.
top tower has fallen.
They're thinking maybe they're gonna push here into the mid lane.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
And at this point, if you're this is Sparta, I think they're
Dire's
thinking
top tower is
I'm
under
going to
attack.
pick up. Probably going to get a pick. Need to find a way to get the kill. Not able to do it. The egg does go off and does get the stun, piercing the BKB on the PA as they continue the onslaught. London going deep into the back line. They should pick up a kill on the PA. They are going to be able to pick up a kill on the Undying as well. Ember Spirit is not able to get away. They ultimately lock it down. And that is a full team wipe with no one going down. GG's.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they will look to take their
Dire's
first
middle tower
racks
is
of
under
the
attack.
game. Force out those buybacks. And at this point, I'm thinking Sparta probably is going to give this up.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Take the 1 rack's punishment and call it a day.
Dire's middle barracks could use a friend. Or 5. Dire's middle barracks has
Check out and see
fallen.
what PL has on him.
Dire's
PL
middle barracks
has
are under
the
attack.
Sage Yasha and is working on building.
Dire's middle
Scotty.
barracks has
This
fallen.
PL is very scary now. At this point, he has 3 items. He is ready to be able to be there and be a fight. I'm wondering if PL thinks to pick up Battle Fury. I'm sorry, not Battle Fury. Monkey King Bar. In response to the evasion, or if PL's not really all that worried about it. If they have enough magic damage to be able to deal with all of it through all the damage that London is putting out. London now 9-0 and 10 on an absolute game
Radiant
of
are
his
scanning
life.
for enemies.
Not died once.
Dire is scanning for enemies.
London does get that Ag Scepter. Phoenix buying another smoke. They said, we're ready to go. We are ready to fight. And I think this is the right call. They are in a substantial lead. Got a big team fight going on. Egg is out here as well. The Greaves goes off. And that is 3 dead. Meanwhile, slept back here is the Ember Spirit. He's not able to do anything. Is going to be able to get out of here. The Jakiro on retreat, but I don't think he's going to get out of it either. And it looks like this is probably going to be a full team wipe. And it is a full team wipe there in the jungle. And at this point, if you're GG's, I think you're thinking we're going to take it to the throne, and it doesn't even matter. GG has been called, and that is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the game with the victory for Week 1, Round 1, going to GG. Well played. 29 kills to 7, a 24k gold differential. Let me tell you, they played like champions there. Well done. Well done. In hindsight, looking at the hero picks, I think that Sparta needed to be more aggressive a little bit early. The problem really with their draft right now is that they don't have anyone that can fight with Slardar early on. And if you don't want the game to go late because they've already picked PL. Ember Spirit, not a very aggressive mid laner, and I think, you know, I don't play mids, but I think that Void Spirit comes online sooner than Ember Spirit does. And so GG's was able to take advantage of that early game and really spiral it out of control. They took 2 early towers, and that made it really hard for PA to farm. They also were able to stop PA from picking up that early Battle Fury, so that slowed her down a little bit as well. And meanwhile, PL is farming the entire time. You know, props really go to London here. 11-0 and 11, he really did control the tempo of that game. And, you know, and I also saw some great plays from the supports. Bane did a fantastic job. A lot of good pickoffs on the Bane. So we'll see if Sparta respects these picks and bans them out in the next game. I will come to you live on the next one. And if I don't catch you now, I hope you have a fantastic day. And thank you so much for watching.